Well, good day, viewers, and welcome to Noel's Garden Tractors and Firewood. And today, I'm at my son's place, so this is going to be a little different uh, weather forecast. I don't have my normal system. Anyway, there we go. It's snowing out today. It was raining early this morning, so it's supposed to snow right through until midnight, I think. I think it's about maybe -1 or 2 out, so it's not that cold. Anyway, the roads are quite slippy, and that's not a good thing. I should have probably stayed home, but anyway, that's the way it goes. So today I'm going to do a little thing, a different video on my son's Escape here. I think some of you know that he bought this car to fix up and use for himself, and I thought I'd do a little video on it. So they figured that the engine was gone, and I figured that the engine might not have been, but I was wrong, as usual. Anyway, the engine is bad, and he did find out one cylinder was all scored up and bad, so. And there could be other little things wrong with it, I guess, but anyway, we're going to just change the subject here just for a second and look at this here now. Tim Hortons compostable top now instead of a plastic one. I don't know much about it, but I think I heard somebody saying that there's people all upset about it. I don't know what they'd be upset about, but anyway, it works, so that's the way that is. Everything's going to be compostable someday. So back to the engine here and car and stuff, and I got looking at this last week, and I got thinking, holy cats, this looks like the poor car was in a car accident just to get the engine out of it. Anyway, you get all this stuff off, and stuff underneath there. And he's million hoses and wires. Million. So apparently when you do it with Ford's instructions, you're supposed to take the engine and transmission out at all at the same time. Of course, some people can sneak ways of getting around that, and I guess they can get just the engine out and not have to take the transmission out. So that's the route that my son is going. He's going to try and get the engine out without touching the transmission. And his point is, the less things that you try and move and do, the less chances there are of things breaking, taking it apart or putting it back together. And I can understand that completely. So he's moving things out of the way and tying them back, and those twist tie things, or plastic zip ties, I guess you call them. And like he says, the less things that you touch, the less chances you're of going to have more troubles. There's a million wires. Anyway, I'm glad it's him doing it, because holy cats, I'd have never. I'd have to take it with 100,000 pictures to make sure I got everything back in the right spot. So he's getting there. He figures he might have the engine out today. So there's all the stuff here. Look, a bunch of stuff here on the floor. More stuff there behind in front of the wheel. He's taking bits and pieces off here and there and putting them down in order, so he just kind of goes backwards when he puts it back together. But anyway, that's what he's at. Apparently the new block, these engines had a bad block apparently, and they were under warranty, recall, but this car is too old for that, so. Anyway, the new block apparently has that problem fixed, so it won't happen again, hopefully. So, anyway. A nice little car, nice color, I like that. Anyway, it's an awful goings on to change an engine. Oh, Jones. Yeah. So once he gets it out and apart, gets the other one back together and back in, I'm sure that we'll take the engine apart and just see if any of the rod bearings or main bearings are gone in it, because that's what they said was wrong with it. But I don't know. So I'm sure we'll see that. So down over here in this box is an engine for this car. And it's not very big. And as my son says, probably one of our Kohler engines is heavier. And he's probably maybe right. It's not that heavy. He and his girlfriend lifted it off his truck and carried it in here, so. Anyway, it's a short block, so it's all together, the pistons and rings and crank and whatever in that part of the engine is all together. So he just has to put the base fan on and the head on and stuff like that, which is going to take some time. So I would say he's going to be at least another week yet, maybe longer before it's actually ready to start. And maybe not even all back together with all the plastic and stuff, but it's an awful way to make a car as far as I'm concerned. Certainly nothing normal about that in there like the old cars used to be, but anyway, that's the way it is. So just a short little video on son's little car here. I had mentioned it before, and I think maybe some of you remember me doing that, but anyway, it's a 2017. I think, I'm not sure what size engine it is. 1.5, yeah. Yeah, 1.5. So we ourselves, my wife and I, have an Escape. It's a 2013, and it has a 2-liter engine in it. So apparently they're a different engine than the 1.5 liters, and supposedly better in some ways, I guess. But amazing the horsepower them little tiny engines make. That one of ours, 2-liter with a turbo, if you get it revved up enough, that's 240 horsepower out of a little engine. But anyway, that's probably why they don't last. So, my son went in to get himself something to eat, so it gave me a chance to do a little video on it. Anyway, once it's together and running, it'll keep them going for 2 or 3 years for sure, or maybe longer. So this afternoon, or not too long away, I'll go back home and I'll be in my garage. And I don't know what I'll do. I might try and dig into where my deck for the MF7 is. And the one that's hanging on the wall, and get a look at that. And I'll probably have Ken's small engine repair dash Mr. Mow-It-All live stream, I guess you call it, on this afternoon, like I've been doing for the last month or so. And he's changing his format a little bit. Like every time I've been on there, they're all just kind of going on and joking with each other and laughing and carrying on. All good fun. But I guess the main focus of him doing that before was to talk about small engines and repairs and things like that. So he's changed his format today. I seen a video on that this morning. So he wants the first half hour to an hour of the show to be questions and answers and people asking stuff about small engines. That's why he began this thing in the first place. So, but as it got going along, everybody was just kind of going on foolish and having a good time and laughing and carrying on and teasing each other and stuff. So anyway, which is a good thing, but it's I guess the thing that Ken likes is chatting about stuff and figuring out things. So he's going to do a little bit of that today, I guess. So well, that's a good thing. All right, I'm going to leave you at that. And oh no, I'm not. I'm going to go and show you something here if I can. If I can. So as I had said, I had more MF7 mowing decks. There's a couple of tractors in storage. MF16 and a Case 224. There's a Mustang under there. 1950 Studebaker. And out here is certainly not the most ideal way to store something, but anyway, it's just where it landed and that's where it stayed. Underneath that pile of snow there's an MF7 deck. So anyway, look at that. Snowing out. There's my Fiona wood pile. It's coming down pretty good. This thing has defrosted itself. The last time I was out here, it was all covered in frost. There it goes again. Anyway. All right, now get back in here. There we are. We'll cut her off at that and we'll chat later. Goodbye now.